like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Grace, and I wanted to come on today and connect with you. I just got off a call with someone that had booked a session with me, and it was so beautiful that I had to come online to share with you. I'm not going to share their business or nothing like that, but today I wanted to remind you that you really do matter. You matter. So don't second guess yourself. You know, like your presence matters to someone. And when you choose not to show up, and whatever that is in your life, you don't know who it can affect. You know, there's people out here waiting for you to show up, for you to shine your light, for you to share your wisdom, for you to share your smile, or whatever that is. And don't take it for granted. Because I think we romanticize finding our purpose or being fulfilled in life. Just you showing up is your purpose, showing up for your life. Because I don't think you realize how many people choose not to show up. There's so many advantages out here. There's so many opportunities out here for all of us that so many people don't show up to. And then we wonder why there's so much hurt in the world and so much pain and suffering. It's because we choose not to show up to what can alleviate that from our lives. And in this session that I had with this person, they just wanted to connect with me, you know, and they said they've been watching me since 2018. And this is the first time I've ever spoken to this person. And in the call, they shared with me that they went through something horrific. Like it was a passing of someone that they loved. And I see you in the room. I'm not going to tell your business, but you inspired me, our call. And this person told me that they went through something really hard that I don't think a lot of us could even imagine. And she said what got her through the situation that she was in was me showing up on camera, talking, sharing whatever I'm into, sharing some books, going live, sharing reels. And she said she didn't know what she would do in that circumstance she was in if I didn't show up, if I wasn't there, you know. And I was taken back because I just get on camera and just share whatever I want to share and, you know, talk and say what I want to talk. And I don't know if any of y'all going to take heed to anything that I'm saying. But I have to remember it's not about that. It's not about me. So you showing up, I just want you to know, with you remembering that you really do matter, it's not about you. Okay? It's not about you. It is about your purpose is to come here to reflect love, to reflect confidence, to reflect the courage so that the other person can be reminded of that being in them as well. This is why you matter. Because maybe you showing up to someone is a reminder for them to be thankful, is a reminder for them to be happy. And you just being you is all that it takes. We can't get anywhere in life without one another. We can't. A lot of you come to me and tell me that I'm very courageous and brave, and and sometimes I feel like I am. Most times I don't feel like that. But all I am is a reflection of how you feel inside about yourself. And it takes someone else to be brave to remind you of how brave you are. So just know that you really do matter. And don't let the noise of people's opinions get in the way of that. Don't let the noise of people's opinions get in the way of that. And don't be concerned with it. People are going to have opinions. And don't be one of those people that are like, nobody should have opinions and people should mind their own business. No, that's not reality. We need to stop pushing these things that is not reality. People have opinions, but what you want to say, what I encourage you to say, is that regardless of people's opinions, I'm still going to be myself. Regardless of people's opinions, I'm still going to love myself. Regardless of people's opinions, it does not dictate who I want to be and what I want to achieve. Regardless. Okay? Regardless. That is the power you want to have. Regardless of what's going on, I still can be me. I still matter. I still can make a difference. I still have life in me to live out my purpose in my life. And if I don't know what that is, or if I don't feel like I connected to it, I still have time. I still have time to follow that. Okay? There's no reason to stop anything in this world and use it as a reason why you can't do something. Because you matter. You really do matter. You really do. Every little thing that you do, it matters. It makes an imprint. It's just like a little rock that you throw in a big wide ocean, or not ocean, lake. And that little rock makes a big ripple. And I just want you to know, with everything you do and say, it really does matter, and it really does make an impact for people. And even your opinions, and even if your opinions or what you say triggers people, own that. Don't be ashamed of anything. Don't be ashamed that just your mere presence ruffles someone. You tell them you're welcome because it's something that they have to figure out for themselves. And you are the catalyst that reminds them of that lack within themselves. You're welcome. So I just wanted to come on here and show up. I didn't have anything to say. It was just that call that I had with the person, the lady. It just made me want to just show up. Just be like, hey, I'm here. I'm here. You matter. I matter. We got these phones. You got this internet. Get on camera and talk. Yes. Don't matter if you don't have a lot of followers, if you don't get a lot of likes and hearts and views and blah, blah, blah. It does not matter. None of that matters, but you matter. See, we focus on the wrong things. We think those things matter, and we disregard ourselves. But you matter. And anything that you want to do, it will make an impact for someone. And in whatever you put out into the world, and it improves one person's life, what's the compound interest? Then they go improve someone's life, then they go improve someone's life, and it just trickles. So just remember, it's the little things. Now, before I go, because I'm here, would anybody like to come on camera and connect with me? I'm here. I'm here to connect with you and talk with you. You're welcome, Amber. And if this message was just for you, then that's all it took for me to get on here to remind Amber that she matters and to keep going.
Probably should have checked my look before I got on camera, but hey.
That's you. That's the real you.
Hey, I'm straight up folding clothes, getting life together. Shout out to the cat.
Hey, Kat.
And so, wonderful message. I literally came on right when I had a chat with a gentleman, and he's going through some things, and he asked me, could we take a break communicating right now because he needs to get himself in order. And I was like, you know what, I need that same break. And something about taking the nap after the conversation, I woke up and I just started cleaning my house, putting stuff in order, like all the things, and stuff to say, just come over to the phone for a little bit, because I deleted some certain social apps where I feel like I'm depending on the message from someone else's versus my own self.
Mm-hmm.
And so, which is kind of normal with the Gemini moon I have, but I I just found myself like depending on hearing from something. I don't know, whatever the case may be. I deleted those other apps, and so it was really wonderful to see that you were on. And I was like, she ain't been on in a minute. Let me click talk to my sis. And then here you come on talking about you got this camera, and it's, I mean, literally very on time, because I'm setting up my little area where I want to do more camera things, being here, being back on, being more connected, and pushing content, but not stressing myself out about being overwhelmed doing it. Like, be more strategic, and the best way to do anything, I feel personally, is by cleaning up. You clean up first, like before you cook. Right before you cook, you want your kitchen to be clean. You don't want to cook in a dirty kitchen, because it just needs to be cleaned up at the time. So, um, thank you for saying that. Thank you for showing up as you did, because I had no idea that you were going to be on today, let alone get that message from you, about showing up, because it's so necessary. And people are looking for me. They're like, where are your classes? What are you doing now? When are you going to start back up? And I'm like, man, the 2022, 2020, 2023, 2020, 2022, 2023 I had, like, I'm still trying to figure out if I'm even supposed to be on this platform, but I know that I'm not. I know that I know that I am supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be questioning myself. I'm supposed to be showing up. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it gets like that.
Yeah. Sometimes, we try to hold on to things that we have fulfilled, right?
Right.
Um, and so sometimes that second guessing can come on. Am I still trying to stay in the box that I've created for myself and step into a new one?
Right.
So especially with social media, with things have changed, I feel like we were like the pioneers of like how we got online and did all this, and now everybody and their mama is online and
Everybody.
got something to teach and give and sell. But at the end of the day, it don't matter. Like, it doesn't matter, because as long as you are using social media, like I can see if you're a person like, no, I don't even want to be on social media. I don't got no apps on my phone. I don't got none of that. But if you are on social media and you're just here consuming, 9 times out of 10, you are here to also contribute
Exactly.
in some way. It's just that people would rather feel comfortable in consuming something and giving their opinion about what somebody else is doing instead of putting themselves out there and doing it, for themselves. Because it's not easy. It's not easy. And I don't think it's supposed to be.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That discipline to sit down, write out the plan, and then execute what you've written out. It's really in the action. Like planning is great, praying is great for the vision, praying to get through the vision is great. But if you're not matching the energy that you've put into the planning, and like you'll keep seeing what's I feel like it's the craziest thing is watching the fulfillments be in front of you, but you're not there to match it because you haven't put your action to it.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's not yours. You know it's for you. You know it's for you.
Mm-hmm.
But it can't you can't match it because you can't meet your own destiny because you've lost track in your process for your desire to pursue the action. And that has definitely happened to me this year because I was really, really manifesting something that not that I have no business manifesting, but I didn't know. I didn't know that's what I was manifesting.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I went through that journey, but I am also even more grateful for the most smallest things that I have more than just my breath. I'm talking like a couch, the roof over my head. Like everything is precious to me.
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
Everything is precious to me. Every relationship I have is precious to me. And I feel like because I've done all these things now, it's time to share that information because I see myself talking on these apps. I see people talking, and I'm doing the same things you're talking about. Like I'm on here. It's impossible to know how many real voices are the whatever the script is, whatever the sound bite is. It's no telling how many I have saved just because I appreciate the sound, but I have yet to apply the real to the sound that I saved. You know what I'm saying? So
No, you don't get on camera and just say what you need to say.
say what I need to say. Trying to make this real creative video. And everybody's like, "Oh, Amber, you're just so good with the camera." And I'm like, "I know I'm good. That's why I'm anal about how my art come out." But I'm also like, "Girl,
Yeah,
just say
but
it."
it prevents the art to come out
Exactly.
because, like, but I think that's just a blanket that you cover on yourself to keep you comfortable. Because when you got on camera here, you was like, "Oh, my hair ain't done, and look at hot mess," but I'm
But
here,
I mean,
like, so
I'm
you
gonna
got
roll it.
it
I'm gonna roll it out. I'm gonna roll it down to the wheels fall off. I'm here for it.
in you.
But yeah, it's a real thing though. It's a real thing. Like you sit here, you be like, "Girl, just put this up here. Like put it up there." And what's crazy is some of my best uh, videos that have ever been that's been seen on this app. Not that I care to compare, is
Yeah,
the ones that I did the least amount of work on. Like the least amount of work. And I did, of course, I would dance or do a transition in it or whatever, but it's still nothing compared to the ones where I'm trying to say the perfect quote right in front of the video and have me dancing or doing something in the back, or the carousels where you slide through and you look at I didn't take that much thought process into making this quick reel. This reel maybe took me 20 minutes. Done.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah.
So it's really, really important that and I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, another reality check is diving deep into not overwhelming yourself. Diving deep and overwhelming, not letting both of those cause destruction in showing up because that's something that's happened too. Like I really have dove deep into astrology. I've really dove deep into cardology. I really dove deep into just different spiritual modalities.
Okay.
Um, and that has also gotten me to where I'm like, I'm studying all this, but my focus is yoga, and my that's my platform. My platform is yoga and wellness. But I have dug so deep into this, like all these other things, like how to physically show up in the body and all that kind of stuff. I'm not even I'm not even in spaces or creating space to have conversations around those. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that's so important to study other things that are related to what you do, and at the same time take breaks from it, so you're not so distracted in trying to make it right, or trying because you're internally fighting yourself, because you also see it on social media, people complaining about what's demonic or what's not of God or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Girl, nobody care what the people
they
talking
really
about. They don't
don't.
even
No.
know what they talking about. But I definitely agree. That's why I don't talk about, well, not about the demonic part, but that's why I don't really talk about astrology as much, because I've been told that I hide my wisdom behind astrology. Like my wisdom and the service that I give to others is beyond astrology.
Exactly.
And so, but I've always used my platform to grow with astrology, because people are, they're familiar with astrology, want to learn about astrology. And so I've, even how I coach people, I use astrology. But then it was like, okay, I get it, you love astrology, but you gotta learn how to speak to people outside of astrology, like, because the wisdom that I have within me, it's like it's something that I've received,
Right.
and but I have to allow myself to open and trust that this wisdom is coming through me to give to others. And so because I struggle with that, I would just really hold on to astrology. And so last year, that's when I closed out all of my websites, ended all my classes or whatever, and I just really took the time to do that deep dive, but internally in my home, like, and kind of got off of social media, for a while. But now it's like I'm just open and I'm receiving, and I'm going with the flow and seeing how they goes. And I still offer birth chart readings, but I more so want to expand and be of service in a different way, like,
Right.
in trusting that it's all going to work out the way. And if it doesn't, I have certainty in all of it, and know that it's for my own good and how it unfolds.
Right. It's
That's
all
always
working for us.
easy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is coming back to work for our good, no matter what lesson we went through. I personally, um, in 2022, in 2022, I literally lost home, car. I lost it all. I lost it all. Even, and I had to trust my ex-husband at the time to take care of my son. Um, Not that he's a bad father, he's a good dad, but the
Yeah.
custody agreement we had wasn't set up for him to have him as long as he did. And so that put us, that put me in a place where I was couch surfing everything, like really, really fighting just to get back on my feet, because I had lost both. I had two full-time jobs. I was working, I was doing a lot, I was just doing too much, and trying to run my yoga business. But my yoga business was doing so good. It was so cool. It was cool to see me teach all that area. And then it was like June 2022, it all came to a halt. All of it came to a halt.
Yeah.
And I manifested it because I literally was stating every day I wanted to live with, I wanted to show up and support my biological family's business, not knowing that's what I was manifesting in real life. Like, okay. And as soon as I got back to my hometown, I dove deep in supporting them, showing up and supporting me, because that's how it happened. That's how it ended up happening. I had to lose everything. And I lived with them, and I showed my son. I looked up and I was helping my mom with her, what's the name business? She has a family, not a family business. She has a business. I can't think of what it is. Event planning. She has an event planning business, and my stepdad has his own
Yeah.
cart business. Both, but I'm working full time both of their
Oh
business,
wow.
and it was a wonderful lesson because there was because I would literally come back to the house and I would go to sleep. Like I would just close the door, I would isolate myself in this room, and I guess they would just kind of watch me like she's just gonna come in the house. And I mean that's what I would do. I would come in the house. I'll do the responsibility chores to the house, and then I would clean. I would clean up, and I would just sit there with it. And they're like looking for interaction with me, but also me not realizing that we do. But I also learned in that wonderful time how the things that my mom went through, the sacrifice she made, even to, give me up for adoption. Well, or not even give me up for adoption, just the Southern Story style. And just all these little things that make me respect her more, but also respect myself more. And now, and I was like, how am I gonna put all of this, how am I gonna put all these lessons into what I do? And so I found myself trapped in that room. Girl, if I could tell you how many people I let practice on me read, I feel like I was depleting my own energy by allowing other people to read my chart or literally just become comfortable with getting read.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? Like you and you look up and you're so depleted that you used to be a person that could complete 20 tasks in a day, be in 4 different parts of Houston in a day, to if I get out of bed today, that's a win. That is how.
I don't hear you. Do y'all hear? I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
There we go. Uh, you hear me now?
Yeah. The last thing I
Okay.
heard was getting out the bed.
Was literally getting out the bed. That was the gift for the day. If I got out the bed today, or if I woke up, that was me doing a task.
Yeah.
And now I'm back. Now I'm back to moving on much more again. But it was just such a reality check on how much I was doing all the time prior to that little journey, that big journey I went through. And now I'm trying my best to see what this looks like in creating a space for other people to come and be a client to me, because I have all this. Man, I got the knowledge now. I feel like a superhero of knowledge, but I also feel like I just want to be in a place of understanding for others as
Let me
well.
go back.
And also,
Let's go back to what you said, because I feel like you had said something. Last year you said, things went to a halt, right? And then you said it got to the point where you was only like helping people with their businesses. But then it got to a point where just getting out of the bed was a win.
yeah.
Now, is it because like you didn't have nothing to do and you were like more in a comfortable space to where now you wasn't like hustling, or you had to like be on the go? Is that what happened?
I will say this. Me getting out the bed was a win because I was unhappy where I was. I was
Okay.
I was drained of energy. I was drained of energy, but I was also unhappy in the location I was in. It was such a beautiful place, but I manifested to live with people that I don't think like them. I don't move like them.
Yeah.
And I know I came to be a beacon of life here, but just because I was moving in that space with this family, and then getting upset because they don't do like I do, or
Mm.
we don't do like each other. Like,
Yeah.
you want me to clean your house at 5 o'clock every day, but you don't clean your house at all, like at all. Okay. No, I don't see how this. It was remembering the importance of gratitude, to where if I didn't want to make sure there was no conflict in my life, to find peace, I just went in my room and I closed the door. And me getting out of my room, out of that room, me coming out that room, if I stepped out that room, if I woke up and I did anything outside that room, that was a win for the day. Simply because I didn't want to come out that room. I didn't want to come out.
You know what's funny though? This is a quote that I had said. We are spiritual until spirituality comes. because that's the reason why you shut yourself in the room, because you're like, I don't want to have to be spiritual. I just stay here in my peace, away from everything, because if I go out there, then I'm going to have to be the spiritual one, and I don't want to.
I didn't know, when I tell you, I didn't know how much knowledge I had, and I'm not saying that to deplete anybody else. It's strictly just like, we've got to remember that we're breathing beings. Like, we are breathing inside this thing. That's why we should appreciate this thing first, and then appreciate what comes from it. The floors you walk on, the doors you open, everything should be an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And watching somebody literally complain about just something simple within their own business, I was like, I don't even have my business right now. Like, I don't even have my business right now. And I'm watching you get upset. And so I was like, nah, man, your corners, the corners of your house need to be swept, literally. But I'm not going to do it, because you've got to know that's what you need to be doing right now. You got to know that. But I can't tell you that. And I don't want to do it, because here I am. Here she come with her degrees and her experiences and her knowledge. You know what? I'm going to close the door, and I'm going to be in this room.
And sometimes, and that's the balance, because sometimes I feel like I'm talking to my reflection right now. So y'all just observe this conversation with me versus me, because I'm literally just to myself talk right now. And that's the thing that I had to learn too, is sometimes the most healing and powerful thing you can do is shut up. And look the other way. And look I ain't gonna do nothing, I ain't gonna say nothing. No, it's finding that balance of just being your mere presence is enough. And I think it has a lot to do, because you said something about your mother not being in your life, or giving you up for adoption. The same thing happened with me, and I think as women, we don't realize how much we live in survival mode. So that's what we're always doing.
Okay, everyone, I have some really exciting news. Janae's book, Lesson Learned, is now available on Amazon.com. The paperback version is $25.55 and the hardcover is $47.90. So you can actually pick her book up on Amazon.com today.
Survival mode. So that's what we're always doing. And we think we always got to do, because we're always on the program of trying to survive. And the way I survive is what I do. And then when I don't do something, then I can't survive, and I'm not worthy, and because I'm trying to and it has a lot to do with our mothers not being in our life. Is because we felt like, well, I'm on my own, and I got to figure this out, and I got to make it work. And it's very subtle. It's really subtle. Having this conversation with you, I'm able to see that and hear that, and and I think you going into that situation, you got what you needed to get from that. Like, you had to, because this is the thing. Right now, I'm all spiritual, and I'm enlightened, and I'm peaceful, and I'm focused. Well, yeah, because ain't nobody around here that's opposing that. But when I go back to my family, if I go back to people that aren't in alignment, that's going to really show me how much I've grown.
Every time. It's like, and it's even worse when they're like, you're sensitive. Every time we say something to you, it hurts your feelings. You always about your feelings. Everything's got to feel right to you. And I'm like, the worst thing about it is y'all don't even let yourselves feel. Y'all don't even let yourselves feel. And the fact that you don't let yourselves feel lets me know why we have these I don't even aggressive. They are aggressive peaks and valleys of energy in our family. Um, Either we really going smoothly together, or we like not talking for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And it makes so much sense because all the women are in some form of survival mode, but yet all of us want community. Like we want to be like the complaints I would hear my mother say, like my mom could not, she was always complaining about somebody showing up and supporting for her in her business. Like she just couldn't believe the things that I was comfortable with helping her with.
Yeah.
But then also the things I was like straight up saying yes to, and then I wouldn't do, not because I didn't want to, but honestly either I forgot or I just would say yes to soothe her for the moment. But in all honesty, it was just watching watching her, number one, but also number two, seeing how frustrated she was with trying to be um, and still in survival mode, still in survival mode, even after all the sacrifices you made to be in a very comfortable place that you're in now, you're still making a lot of decisions that are not for yourself. They're for everyone else. You should be swimming in comfort at this point. And me explaining what that looks like, boy, when I tell you she'll cuss me out. That's lazy. That's not what you're supposed to do. That's not the life you're supposed to live. And I'm like, you have served this country. You have worked for this country. You have done your fair share, and you deserve peace. And if the only way for me to show you what peace looks like is by me going in this room and closing this door to keep the peace within your own household, because it was also drama going on in that household that had nothing to do with me. So I knew to go to the room and close the door to keep my peace, stay out that peace, stay out that situation. Um, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna even do that for you. And I'm gonna go be in my bubble, be in my. I'm gonna leave here, and I'm gonna leave here in gratitude because I appreciate you. I appreciate you for doing something you didn't have to do because I'm a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, I'm grateful for her existence. I'm grateful for her decisions. I'm grateful to know that she I'm grateful to know that she moves the way she does based on the challenges that she has not allowed herself to 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 accept or overcome. It's just a beautiful thing to watch, but it's also a beautiful thing within myself to know that we gonna always have this little bit of drama between the two of us because it's history we have with one another, but also
There was one point where you and your mom didn't feel that way about your
at
mom.
all. I know for sure before I lived in this house in 2022, which is year 6, I know, which is family. I know damn well I used to look at her and think that everything she did towards me was intentional and intentional in a way that you just can't imagine. Like I would be like, why does she do this with my sibling and don't do this with me? Or why does she choose to raise my sibling and not raise me? Just always this kind of battle with each other.
Yeah.
And then anytime, my mom's a Leo, y'all. My mom is a Leo to the core.
And you are Aries, right?
And here it goes. Here, real simple life. My aunt is an Aries. My mom's a Leo. My other aunt is a Leo. My sister's a Sagittarius. My niece is an Aries. And then I have a Gemini niece. And then I have an Aquarius niece. And then our grandmother from my mom's matriarch, she was a Gemini. So it's a lot of air and fire.
Masculine women.
And we tired, bro. We so tired. I'm like, listen, if I and and the reality of it is, I be telling all of them, like, you need your own queendom. You need your own queendom. We need to just have our own queendoms. That's really
Yeah.
what we need to do. We don't need to be trying to. No, the only way we need to come together is to have a business meeting to make some very clear decisions about what needs to happen with whatever family decisions that we want to do, and that be it. But expecting one of us to show up and provide another person with a pillow. That's not happening over here, bro. That's not our family.
Guess what? But guess what? No, that's where the growth comes in. Is going against your nature. The
Oh, for sure.
spiritual growth is going against your nature. So yeah, naturally, y'all masculine women over there, Leo, Aries, Gemini, that is not in your natural nature to be that way. But that's how you elevate to your next level. To by doing
I
that.
already know. Listen, my rising is Cancer, so I'm a big.
Talk about you, girl. Of
So
course.
I'm
What you talking about?
the only. So that's another reason why my light be shining, because I'm the only one that's like that. Now my sister, I can't remember what her chart is. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's Sag Capricorn. I forgot what her rising is, but she's very nurturing with that Capricorn moon,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
like everybody goes to her like big mama. Like, we go to her to talk to her because clearly we can't talk to each other. So it's great for her to have that nurturing spirit. But then I, on the other hand, I live it. Like, I'm not going to be talking about it. I'm not going to talk about how I care about people or
Yeah.
how I should show up and care about you. No, I'm going to care. I'm going to show the care, and I'm going to show you what it also look like when it feels like you don't care for me. And and it may look like I'm isolating, or I'm being lazy, or I'm being passive aggressive. It may look like that, but it's really not. I'm really, really active about my nurturing. I'm very active about it. And I give my mom so much grace the more I hear her stories, and no matter what, no matter how many arguments we may have
Yeah.
had, or even the issues that we may have had, I will also say this: there is a good goddamn reason, and I mean goddamn, a good goddamn reason why she didn't raise me. There is a reason for
Okay.
that. There is a reason I didn't see that growing up. There is a reason I didn't understand, I didn't get to accept that lifestyle even for myself. She sailed that ship by herself. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for making the decision you made
Yeah.
when I was 6 months old, because I have there. But at the same time, I'm also glad that I stepped into that family around 13, because then I started to see where my spiritual gifts came from.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's why I like thrifting. Oh, that's why I like having that's why I like pick up energy from things. That's why I can go to my sister's house or my cousin's house that's got bigger clothes than me and turn turn their skirt into a whole dress for myself. Oh, I get it. Now,
That's kind of random.
I did not know what was going on. Like, was I was raised in a very, very high class or mid class household for my upbringing. So church was very important, but performing for church was very important. Classical music, piano, these were the things I grew up with, you know. Um, Whereas I'm coming across the tracks, and it's okay for grandma to twerk. It's okay for grandma to drop it low. Whereas where I'm growing up, my grandma only doing an electric slide. That's as kinky as she gonna get, but that's okay. She still
Sure.
gonna listen to the same music, but I never saw the person I was raised by drink, smoke, none of that. Like, that's just not how they roll. Whereas my family I'm raised by, like, we all gonna be together, everybody gonna be twerking, everybody gonna be drinking, we all gonna be who
Yeah.
we are. And I feel and I know. I'm definitely gonna say I know. I'm Aquarius this. I definitely know that family family is gonna show you who you are, even if you don't like them parts of yourself.
Yeah.
And It also allows you to just level up within yourself and know when to play these roles, know when to be, because everybody got Gemini in their chart. And so I feel like that little part where you know when to perform, when you don't know, you know who to be when that person show up. You know how to match the energy that's right in front of you. You might not have the exact words to say, but at least you know how to maneuver in that room of people. So I appreciate both sides of my scales. Like I really do. I really, really do. I appreciate it so much. Um, but but I also know that I am doing a disservice by not having a place for people to come click, link,
Yeah.
follow, and have a community. But I'm telling my people, like, yo, I've been through it. I've been through the ringer, but that was at least 2 months ago. So now it's like really time to catapult and share this information, share this knowledge, and really show up the best way that I
Show up
can.
the best way that you can, and you did. People really enjoyed the conversation, and so thank you for coming on camera and sharing and us connecting. I haven't seen you in a while, and it's always
A
nice.
year. It's been a year.
Oh, been a year? Okay, yeah,
If
okay,
not more, because both of us been on and off.
yeah,
I see you come pop up sometimes on my screen, like, well, where's she been?
yeah.
And so she been lost. I know I'm lost. If she lost, I can't find her. So
I show up in the crevices.
her dressing got long. My dressing got long. I'm in the process of combing mine out. It's life.
All right, girl. I'll talk to you later.
It's always good to see you. Peace and light, love.
Bye.
Bye.
Why I ended that like we was on the phone? Like, oh hey girl, okay, bye girl. I always enjoy talking to her. Anybody else want to come on camera before I go? Because remember, you matter. He said, "Do I have a? What's my question? I had a question. What is your thoughts on quantum physics? What do you? I don't have any thoughts on quantum physics. What do you mean? So that's a very broad question. I'm gonna need you to get more specific with your question in regards to quantum physics. Yeah, but remember, y'all. Well, for everybody coming to the room, this live is about remembering that you matter. You matter. Showing up, you matter. You come into someone's life, being yourself, it makes a difference for someone. And not taking social media, these platforms that we have for granted, not overly consuming and not contributing anything because you don't think no one cares about what you have to say or that you're not important. That's a lie. That is not the truth. You matter. There's so many people on this platform that is interested in the dumbest stuff, and they have some of the biggest followings because there are plenty of people out there that is looking for what you have to offer. Okay? And if you're not offering anything, just looking at what you have to share and you just being you. And I just want to continue to get on camera to remind you of that. But reminding you of that, I'm reminding myself of that, is that I matter to someone. Even if you don't matter to yourself, there's somebody out there that's like, thank you. Thank you for being you because it helped me more than you know. And you're just going to have to get over people's opinions. People are going to talk about you. Okay? They're going to talk about you. They're going to judge you. Like, they're going to say things about your appearance. They're going to say something about what you said. And, you know, that's just the way life is. Just don't hide away from life because life is lifing. Like, you know what I mean? That's the way life is. And the sooner you can accept that this is how life is, the sooner you can find your power in it and overcome the parts that you don't really like because it doesn't really matter anyways. But you matter. Okay, so one more person can come on camera. Oh, Flute said the reason why I asked is it was one of the teachings the five sciences. Yeah, but I didn't know if maybe if you had a specific question about quantum physics, like if you're alluding to or asking me, do I still uh, believe or practice the five sciences? Yeah, like that's like universal law. Like that's you can get mad if you want to, you can get your feelings if you want to, but those are universal laws. Those are principles you want to apply to your life, and regardless of who's teaching them. Like he didn't create it; it was already here before he got here. You know. So yeah, that's if that's what you're asking. Okay. I know that I've said this before, and you can dock me on it, but I want to continue to start showing up more because the big word that I hear a lot is community. And community can just you being here online, going live and just talking to you. I just had a conversation with someone, just being here, listening to someone's story. That's community. Like, you know what I mean? That's why you love your friends, because you can come and like talk to them about anything. And that's the one thing that I like about myself. I am that type of friend or type of person. You can tell me anything. And I mean anything, and I'm not going to judge you. Now, I might side eye you and be a little concerned with some stuff that you might tell me, but other than that, there's nothing that anyone can say to me that I will clutch my pearls and be like, oh my God. Like, nah, because I understand how life works. I accept the darkness and the light, and I know you can't have one without the other. So, because of that, um, I have the ability to accept people for who they are, not who I want them to be. I accept you for who you really are, whether it's good or bad, or good or.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I think that Serenity, aka Grace, aka Stephanie, is doing a little bit of damage control. She know doggone well that she don't accept everybody. She know that. She's sitting up on Beyonce internet lying through her big teeth.
For who you really are, whether it's good or bad, or good or not so good. Like, I accept that. Like, I understand that. And it's not about me trying to change you. It's just about me understanding you as much as I can, so I know what I'm dealing with. Mm-hmm. El Tori said, grounding is essential. Your melanin is still important. Oh no, Tori, you can't talk about melanin because you talked about melanin, so you can't talk about melanin. You can't talk about melanin. You can't talk about the tropics. You can't talk about astrology. You can't talk about what else he used to teach. You can't talk about none of that stuff, because if you are still talking about that, you are still brainwashed. Okay? You can't talk. We can't talk about those things. We can't talk about anything positive or anything, because if we do, we're brainwashed. I triggered her. I triggered her.
Hey.
I got you on camera.
Oh, let me get situated. You just literally said something that I literally was having a conversation with a friend, and we were talking about how, like, the types of friends that we are, and just the revelations we had over time. And for me, like, I think that I'm the type of friend you know, where you get to actually have a genuine friend that's not looking for anything from you, that's not trying to get a piece of coochie, that's not trying to get, no, seriously. Like, I think that I'm supposed to be that friend that's like literally just there for you and to like genuinely support you on your journey, because so many people are trying to get stuff from you. And I was just like, especially being a woman that's attracted to
Okay.
women, and getting it, like, let me try and simplify it, right? So I'll give a quick story. I met this girl. We're friends. We clicked, and she ended up offering me. a sexual relationship. And I turned it down, right? I'm like, no, I just genuinely want to be your friend. And I've always had instances like that. And I'm like, I think, you know, well, in the past, I was that friend that might take you there, right?
What?
But now, like,
You ran that with
yeah,
my coochie?
girl, I was the friend that was getting the coochie, okay? Listen, you offered it, I took it. But see, getting me or you look, that's not the point. That was the past. That was the unevolved version. That was the unevolved version of me that would have been like, okay, we gonna go there. Okay, let's go there then. But now I honestly like having my experiences and realizing how overly sexualized this world is.
Okay.
I realized like the evolved version of me is like I don't desire that. I desire a true genuine friendship. I desire true genuine sisterhood. And I feel like I had to go through those phases in order to realize what I desire and how to set up boundaries to actually receive that. And I was just like, damn, like I'm that friend that's really going to be there for you and not be trying to not have an ulterior motive. You
Okay.
know that
Yeah.
and yeah, you just made me think about that when you're like, I'm that friend that you can tell anything to. And I'm like, yo, me too. Me too. I'm that friend that's just like, girl, I got your back. Whatever you want to do, we gonna do it. And I think it's just important to know whatever you desire, you do have to be that. Like, be that for yourself in order to receive that in life.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you said that, like, that these are the type of friends that you want. But it always starts with, well, what type of friend or am I? Like, am
Mm-hmm.
I that friend that people can depend on? Am I that friend that, like, that knows how to love and communicate and has healthy boundaries? Am I that friend, or am I that friend that is looking for someone to save me, or the friend that is only using my friends as a sounding board for, you know, my problems?
Oh
Like,
my
and
gosh,
I
yeah.
had this is something that I had to learn, um was that the best relationships for me is the ones where it's give and take, because I have a tendency to um always give more to my friends than they ask for. Not saying that they needed me to, but
Right.
because I'm usually older than my friends, or and I'm wise, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty intelligent. I think
Right.
that I gotta tell them what they need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized the reason why I was doing that was because there was an inadequacy within me, to where I'm like, I'm not. They won't really want to be my friend if I'm not always showing my value, or my
Right.
worth, or smart, or I
Right.
know. Like, sometimes to be a good friend, it's just, even if your friend is going through something, just be there and be present with them. You don't have to give them advice. You don't have to do anything, but just being there. And I think it's so important as women to have the ability to be with each other,
Mm-hmm.
no, regardless of what they're going through, and just be sensitive to that. Like, you don't like, and that's what I was telling the other girl. A lot of times as women, we stuck in this survival mode. So I even
Mm-hmm.
that, even as the friends that used to go for your coochie,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think they really wanted that. Yeah, they might have been attracted to you.
Yeah.
A lot of times as women, we will do things for the sake of surviving, even if that means I give up my body
It,
to you.
it's,
I'm doing this to
it,
survive.
exactly. And I was like, that's literally what we're talking about, where it's just like, even like I was like, and it may just be even taking advantage in a moment, because someone could literally be like, your friend could be going through something, and then she thinking like this is what she needs in order to feel better or whatever. But it's like, no, we talked about like sacred energy exchange, right? And I was just like, coming to understand that everything is a sacred energy exchange, right? And even though there may be that attraction there, or there may be that energy there, there's other ways to, I mean, like, there's other ways to outlet that energy, if that makes sense, right? To have an outlet for that energy. I'm not saying like you think that your friend is ugly or whatever the case may be, but um there is an energy exchange happening there, and that could just come from y'all creating something together, right? I don't think that sex, like physical sex, is the highest form of expression in every situation is what I mean. Because at times, if when you do say you do decide to have physical sex with someone, that could turn. And I hate using this term because it came from there, but a demonic energy exchange. You know what I mean? It can be, if especially if you weren't supposed to go that route with it.
Okay.
Do you
Okay.
see what I mean? Like, for example, if I'm your friend, we don't have to have a physical sexual relationship. Our relationship could purely just be communication and us creating something. That is an energy exchange right there. That is a sacred energy exchange. And I think that sometimes the lines get blurred for various reasons. And I think it comes with knowing yourself and knowing where you are in your journey though as well. That's
Yeah.
what I
Well,
say.
just but the thing is that remember this is what we learned about sacred energy exchange. This is why, as women, we were told not to talk to other men because if we're talking to other men, we are having intercourse with them. You remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I remember that.
Like we couldn't talk to nobody because if you talk to someone, like it's an intimate experience, and I just think like today, like I notice myself when I'm just being friendly to people that I don't want to talk to, like, and then I feel like it just be a random stranger to come up to me and just want to start talking to me, and somewhere within me I'm like, I don't want to talk to you, but
Mhm.
we've been like I don't want to give you my energy, but we've been programmed to be like, well, that's rude. You have to be nice to everyone. You have to be cordial. But no, we
Right.
don't. I'm
No,
giving
you
my
don't. I don't believe in that at all. I
yeah.
don't.
You know,
I'm very much like retracting my energy. Like, no, thank you. I don't. No, thank you. I don't want to do that. No.
so if a person comes to you and like, and they just started talking to you, and you don't want to talk to them, you'll just like ignore them. You'll
I
just
don't
be
have the
like,
capacity. I would be like, honestly, I'm very much that type where I will tell you like, I'm sorry, I'm not in that space. I can't do that for you right now. Like even if my friends come to me and they're venting, and then you done vented to me for 7 days this week about the same shit, I'm gonna tell you, hey, no, not right now. Maybe later, maybe another day, but right now, no, I can't. No, thank you. No,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Sorry, not sorry. I'm not gonna get drained talk. And my friend was literally joking to me about that later. When they came over, they were like, "You have what is it? What is it? Low what is it? Low tolerance. I have a low tolerance." They like, I don't drink, I don't smoke. They're like, you have a low tolerance for alcohol. You have a low tolerance for smoking. You got a low tolerance for people because I'm literally that person where it's just like I can't do that right now. Nah,
yeah.
it's cool. But no, you just sparked me, and I wanted to say that like just yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's it. That's it.
You know, y'all don't
That's all
even
I
remember.
want to say.
We be talking to each other. Like you and I this morning literally had like a 50 voice memo conversation.
And we're
We
always
are
at the end of our
at
6 messages.
voice
I'm done.
memo.
All right.
Like,
At the end of every 10 messages. Okay, I'm done now.
I
Go ahead. Your turn.
know, I know. And now that I got you on camera, I'm just like, hi.
All
Cause you
right.
and I, we be going deep. Jazz, she's in the
Hi,
room.
Jasmine.
See if I can break her. See if we can. No, I don't even know how to. This no, I don't know. You know how they used to have it to where you can add like multiple people a lot. I don't think they let you do that no
I
more.
think you can. I think they still might have to just request to be in.
Oh, Jazz, you want to come on camera and talk with
No,
us?
that just turned my camera off. I
Okay.
don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know about how that works. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I just want. She
that's
said, "Oh me, oh you showed your baby."
oh he ran in the camera. He ran in the
Oh,
camera.
I was trying to like figure uh
Oh,
figure
oh.
out. I
All
don't
right.
know
Let
how.
me get off here.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
I
Bye.
love you. Bye
Love you
bye.
too.
Hey y'all, I'm back with yet another amazing book that is available for pre order. This book is titled The Tribe of Judah Experience. It is authored by Elizabeth, and she was indeed a member of this tribe slash cult. She finally breaks her silence and speaks her truth. If you are interested in being one of the first people to have this book, go on ahead and contact Liz on IG and be sure to tell her that Medaya sent you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
I love Tori. I love her so much. All right, y'all. Let's see if she wanna come on. See, this is all happening because I decided to just show up on camera to disconnect with y'all. Hey.
I had to put pants on. Hi.
I don't want to
Stop laughing
know
at me.
why you don't have pants on.
Girl, it's hot in this Mexican heat. It is hot. I moved into this place not long ago. Well, in like November, but the change between November and now is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
so the AC bill gonna reflect it.
I know, right? I know that's right. So
Hi, Grace.
how you?
What you say?
Add her back. I don't know how to add you back. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to.
I'm not social media savvy, so I have no idea either. Let me play around with it. Let me look. When in doubt, click the three dots.
I know. But how you been?
I've been good. I've been really good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, I just
People were concerned, that you and I wasn't online anymore, and you went back to Mexico. You know how people are just always just like, well, where's such and such? What happened to such and such? And and now we're back on camera again.
love you. First of all, you're always so insightful. So as soon as I seen you on here, I was like, oh, gotta click it. So I'm happy for you. I'm happy you decided to do the pop-up thing because we love you.
Yeah,
We love you.
and you over there. Oh, you got some water. Zen heard your voice, and now all of a sudden he's in the house.
Hi, Zen Zen.
I'm on the camera.
Oh, nice. Love it. Love it. Hi, handsome. Valid. Valid. Cool.
Okay, and you got to see Auntie, and now you can go because I'm still talking.
Why?
Because I'm talking to Auntie.
Where is your tooth? Oh my goodness, where's your tooth? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? He's like, listen, I have boundaries. I don't want to talk about it right now.
But girl, yeah, like the conversation, that Tori and I had, it made me think of you, and then you popped up in the room. You popped up out of nowhere, and your friendship really has been a pivotal point of my growth.
Likewise. Likewise.
And yeah, and Jazz and I, we did take a hiatus
A little bit.
Yeah, we did take a hiatus from a moment, but the way that we came back together, it was a very beautiful and eye-opening accountability. Like, we were able to see our part in our friendship, and I think that is so beautiful. It's that some friendships, they they might end, but they're not going to end forever, and they can come back because we got a lot of growing to do, and sometimes we can't grow together, and that's okay. But then when we get to that point of realization, then we can come back into each other's lives. And that's what happened with you and me. It's like you and I both had a lot of healing to do, a lot of learning to do, and we just weren't able to do it in the same
Yeah.
space. And hard, it was really hard to pull away, but we did pull away. And, you know, we both definitely got to learn what we needed to learn when we, you know what I'm saying? And I just see who you've become. I'm like so proud of you. Like, just if y'all haven't went on Jazz's page, she is like the plant lady for real. Like, you girl, you is like, for you are doing the damn thing, like for real. And I
You
just
want
know
to
that.
got into that?
How?
You girl. When I came to Hawaii, for those of y'all that don't know, because I have a whole life that a lot of people are unaware of on my page now. When we all first came to Hawaii, I was so inspired by you and your man. Like, I was just like, y'all are determined and you're doing it for yourself and you're creating a business for yourself. And you had this drive where nobody told you what to do every day. You just found it. You found it and you did it. And I was pregnant. I didn't have it. I didn't do it. Not saying that pregnant women can't, but at the end of the day, I had to find a fire of creation and a fire of inspiration. And it didn't look like what you ultimately were doing with like astrology and coaching and putting your heart, your soul, and your fingernails into it. Like, or what Quartz was doing, you know, like it was different. And at the end of the day, y'all inspired me to get up and do it every single day. And it don't be every day now, but that's what got me there, your drive and your momentum and your dedication. And I was able to take that along with us sitting and talking for hours and then ultimately having our moments of needing to become whole, because when we were in the same space, I believe that I was still pieces and I didn't tap into the wholeness of myself. And I can only speak for me, right? So I was still looking for things beyond me to make me feel some type of way. And I wasn't the friend that I needed to be, because I was listening when you were talking to Tori. I was not that friend. I'm still working on being that friend. I'm still working on being the friend that I need for other people, that I need to see in myself, in other people, you know? So pivotal, very pivotal. And it felt so good to come back into each other's lives because I adore you. Like, I adore you in so many ways. And I'm not going to cry, but we decided to be in each other's lives in this lifetime for so many reasons. And I know that for a
I,
fact. I do.
that's why we look alike. People always say, I was like, I kind of do look like Jazz. But you know, also, you know what I think what Hawaii did for you was it brought you, you came here and you was holding on to something that you needed to let go of, but you was holding on to it. And then when you had the vision of homesteading, and that was your vision on top of visions, was the homestead.
Yeah.
But when you did it and it was not what you thought it was going to be, you realized that wasn't for you. I think when you let that go, it
Yeah.
opened space for who you've become now, because I feel like if you would have tried to hold on to that, and I don't think you would be who you are today. I don't know who you would have been, but I know that it would have been in alignment to you. If you would have kept trying to go towards that, it wouldn't have been in alignment. And we can be successful in things that are not in alignment to us, but I don't know how you're going to be able to hold that space. You know what I mean? Doing something successfully that's not in alignment.
Yeah.
And because you trusted that, and because you decided to move forward, look at what was created, because you know you trusted.
Interested in a great read? Check out Greatness is a Habit authored by Aaron Dixon, also known as True. Many of you know him as True. He has authored this amazing read. The book is available on Apple Books. Get your copy today and stay motivated to win.
Look at what was created, because you know you trusted.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not, and trusting yourself is not always just going to be bed of roses. You're not going to go through anything, because trusting yourself, you're going to probably have to go through hell and back just to get to the other side.
Exactly. I agree. I think I was, as a woman, we can create life. We can carry babies. We can carry visions. We can carry, like we're just creative. And I think I was an incubus for a dream that I didn't want.
Mm.
Yeah. And the person that I was connected to, I ultimately didn't want that life, but was just going for it, staying up at night, obsessing over the fruition of it. Um, and only when I slowed down enough, I was just like, where am I? Like where, like how did we get here? How did we get this far? So I had to get alone. I had to get alone. I had to feel my own energy out. And then I had to connect with someone through who I was, not 5 years ago, but like right now. Because the me that I was in the beginning of that situation and the me that I became was so completely different. So I had to take a second to be like, are we still wanting the same things here? And I didn't. I didn't. I had a whole different point of attraction, you know? So, yeah,
Yeah.
friendships changed.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I think Jasmine, aka Vibes, is talking about her relationship with Philip, aka Keys, because y'all know they were together, had two children, and then after some time of being together, they separated.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
friendships changed. The place on where I live on the planet changed. What I do on a day to day, it's almost like everything changed so quickly because I got alone to figure me again. And then we came back into each other's lives because I was able to hold it not for what I needed, but for what it genuinely was.
Do you think that's why it's sometimes hard for people to trust what they really want? Because when you go for it, things are going to change. And they're just going to change. And it's going to be like, oh my. Because, when you said that, I just thought about the changes that have happened in your life since you made that decision that this isn't right for me anymore. Like, I'm so proud of you that you held on and enjoyed the ride because I don't think you would. I don't think you calculated that it was going to be where you are now. You just like I'm going to hold on and just see where this because girl,
I would have,
you doing.
I would have, I would have never guessed. I would not have wrote this down on a piece of paper if you asked me a year and a half, 2 years ago. I would not have. And I can't imagine being anything but where I'm at. But my vision for myself was very different from my purpose on this planet or God's purpose for me. Very, very different.
Mm.
What I wanted was really based in need and lack. And what I was supposed to do was my real enjoyment. What I could have, it was a long-term relationship. It wasn't a temporary fix. And I was real temporary fixie for a long time. I needed the instant gratification. I needed it to feel good. I was just talking about this with my guy. Like I needed the spirituality to be instant gratification. And I needed the job to be instant money. And I needed to only be around people that made me feel good. And at the end of the day, the most beautiful things come from contrast and conflict because that's the only way that you grow enough to hold the beauty, to hold the new level. Yeah. So
Oh,
it's different.
God, you've really grown. I don't know if they heard what you said. You said you said growth occurs to the contrast. And what was the other word you used?
In
And
conflict.
conflict. And that's why my mantra is there you can find the light in darkness
Yeah.
if you choose to. And I think when you can take this perspective, you can see that light is in everything. Then you can handle life differently.
Yeah.
And something that I heard the other day, it was like everybody is the creator of their life. We all write our own stories. We can write our story to be victims. We can write our stories to be the hero. We can write our stories to be successful. We can write our story not to be successful. But at the end of the day, you are given the pen to write your own story and however you want it to be.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, like, and I just accept that people, that wherever anybody is in their life and whatever they choose to define who they are, like, okay, like, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you think of yourself, then who am I to take my pen on your piece of paper and try to like no, it's like that's who you've created yourself to be. And and you've created a very beautiful life, and you just getting started, girl. You just getting started.
Oh, I love you. I love you. Well, I mean, hopefully I could drag you along on birthday excursions. I think
Like, cancel. You better
and
butter up cancel.
I'll, I'll formally ask him for permission to to take you away for a second. But yeah, our relationship has taught me so much, and I know you've learned a great deal from dealing with me, and I learned a great deal from dealing with you. And yeah, you can see the level up. You can see through the conflict where we're at now and kind of what we had to sit and work with.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely, you know what you taught me? And you really taught me this. That, how can I say this? You taught me that with a person, hurt and love can live in the same space, but you don't have to remove the person from your life. And I didn't know how to handle the hurt that I was feeling from you. But then also, I couldn't forget the love that I have for you. But I allowed the hurt to be more than the love I have for you. And so you made me realize that I can be upset with you and I can love you at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I can love you and be upset, and they both can be true. But the remedy is not to eliminate a person. Give them the chance. Give them the chance to right their wrongs and to hold themselves accountable. And if they don't want to do that, then they'll leave. Like, you don't have to kick people out your life just because they made you feel
Yeah.
something. Or they made a mistake. It's like it's okay, but only way you can have a standard is when you stand still. But people think having to stand in this walk away, no, I stand still, I'm gonna be me, and I want you to see me and accept me. And if you can't, then and I didn't allow our friendship to mature in that way. I didn't know, because you and I were laughing and kicking. You and I had the most fun. But but I think in order for us to have that longevity of a friendship, we also have to let it mature. So in maturing is going through something together. That's how you don't know who you with until you go through something.
Exactly. Because we
And
have to feel good. Have to feel good all the time. It's like it's going well, never have problems, and that's not. It's not how it goes. We are two very different people
yeah,
who are able to come and meet in many like spaces, but also had to build up some sort of allowance, you know? And I know I had to work on, because I hear what you say when you're like, having a standard is standing still. It's not just being like, bye girl. Like, I heard somewhere too, it was put in a way of like, when you're in a relationship, when you focus so much on what that person isn't doing, it allows you to have more of that because it's your focal point. It's what you're calling in. It's what is in the forefront of your experience. But when you focus on self or the things that you love about that person without moving or having the boundary, I mean, boundaries are good, but like without feeling like, oh, I just need to displace myself. Like, what if you can't get away from that person, you know, like physically? Your ability to change your mind about how you see someone will ultimately call in the best outcome. Like
Mm.
God'll be like, mm-mm, and something will happen. They'll move away, you know, or
Yeah.
you know, like you'll lose all your phone numbers. It could be anywhere on a spectrum. Like anything can happen. I believe that our universe can handle our light work. And at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to be like, all right, and focus on what really matters in your life. So all the other moving pieces in the background can do the thing. And I think that's kind of what happened with us. We had our situations. We're not going to make it too public, right? Like, we had our situations. And it called for that space, but there were so many other moving things in both of our lives that took place.
I don't know why Jasmine, aka Vibes, sitting up here on Beyonce's internet, acting like we don't know that her and Serenity, aka Grace, aka Stephanie, had a falling out. That's why we ain't been seeing them online together.
For that space, but there were so many other moving things in both of our lives that took place so we could sit in this friendship as new people without going to therapy every day. You know what I'm saying? Like there were all parts of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, life be life and
As life be life, and you know, and when I'm laughing to myself because I'm like, you and I have big energy. And I think people with big energy do well with people that's energy isn't so big. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you and I, we bring that big energy. It's kind of like, like we like hitting each other with this big energy. And you know, and it's just, I just think about our conversations sometimes, but it's like everyone is here to reflect something about you. And just like what you said, you and I both were going through something. It was never personal. It's never personal. Like anything anybody does, it's never personal. But but I definitely knew to give you space in my life again because I was able to see that it didn't have nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you and vice versa. And, you know, and I definitely could have handled things differently. I just know I could have handled things differently the way that I did. And that's why I'm like, okay, we'll see how this goes.
but because you did what you did, right? And you took the space that you needed and in a way I did the same, right?
Yeah.
Um it was able we were able to take the resistance off, you know, we were able to take the edge off. It was able to form in the way that it was supposed to. But there were a lot of things in my life at hand that just had me kind of cuckoo crazy.
That was what,
They had to,
what did you
a lot of things in my cuckoo crazy that had to go. So.
that's what's so funny. What severed our friendship at that time is the thing that I love most about you is that you're crazy. Is that you know, that I can talk to you about those things. That you know we can laugh and you're so free spirited and you know you're just slow and that's the other part that drives me crazy about you. like you know, so it's just about where to place that, but then also just just accept that that's you know what I mean. But like I told you, I said the thing that I had to ask for your forgiveness in was that we have a age difference. Like, I think it was like 12-year age difference. So I'm looking for you to handle things in a mature way, that your maturity hasn't yet developed yet. It doesn't mean that you're not mature. It just means that in this dynamic, my perspective has developed a little more because of maturity and experience. So I'm sitting here looking at you thinking you supposed to be at this certain level, when I'm just like, no, it was for me to show maturity. It was for me to uplift my baby sis and teach her the way of how to be in a situation, of how to be a friend. Like, okay, Jazz, you're not being a really good friend. Let's sit down and talk about it. Instead of being like, you hurt my feelings and I don't want to talk to you ever. Like, who's really being the mature one? Like, because you always used to tell me, like, yeah, I never really been a good friend. I don't really know what a good friend is. All this, because you was with the people with the coochies and stuff. So you was like, you used to be into women. So you was looking at women. You was looking at women in a different way. You wasn't. So I didn't think about, well, maybe I'm here to be in her life to show her what good friendship looks like. What a woman in your life that can love you and not want your coochie. Like, well, maybe I'm here to be that, because I don't want your coochie. Like, but I didn't think about that. I didn't. So that's why I said, please forgive me, because I was being immature.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. At the end of the day, like, that's why I feel we always have to assess, do I want this in the way that it's given, in the way that it is? Can I take this on? Because, baby, I did not want stability. Okay. She did not leave the US looking for stability. She left the US looking for trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
God, I am now coming up on 30, and the desire to create stability, long-term, real, fulfilling, grounded stability is very new for me in my life. I'm the girl that would go off and go to this country, go to that country, switch up whatever I'm doing in terms of occupation or little job for the while. Like, I am confident in that way, but it also wasn't a very safe space for the people in my life when they didn't even know in certain ways that I was living that it may be a temporary experience. And that's how I still was moving. That's where I was in my life at that time. Even in Hawaii, I got this full-blown family and I'm still zipping on here and there. It's just now where I'm like, I'm going to fall in love with my dream, right? And I'm going to see it through. And I'm going to allow whatever is to happen to nourish that dream to happen. You came back for a reason, right? Because I wasn't ready. And yes, you may not have seen, that I wasn't ready, and you were expecting something of me, but I didn't even know what I didn't know at that time. Like, I didn't know that I was moving real stupid. I didn't know that I was moving in a way that inspired action to those different desires, that if you really look at it, look more like what your life looks like. The stability, the staying in one place, the having the babies, the working as a unit, the focusing on what you want to do in life, the putting the energy towards that thing. That's new. And my 20s, oh, but they was real stupid. My 20s was real stupid because it was that instant gratification, even in friendships, relationships, money, all of it. And I think that's what a lot of 20 somethings, and not just 20 somethings. I mean, it could get up there, but a lot of the 20 somethings that are finding themselves like, I love you, I give you grace, because it's really hardcore learning years, and you can spend it going through some things that you don't know you don't want. And I didn't know I didn't want a lot of things that I answered to every single day, every day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so now I'm able to become the friend and the sister and the girlfriend in the future. I didn't want to get married before, the wife that I can see myself as and that I desire to be, because I'm choosing the person that I want to be. And I'm working towards showing up as that person, rather than taking every relationship that comes into my field and being like, that's probably on purpose, or like just letting friends come into my life because we got 3 things in common and we both like red. Like, it's not like that. It's not like that. But it seems like it. Like, in your 20s, you're like, oh my God, girl, I like Usher too, baby. Like, we're best friends forever. We're gonna be in each other's wedding. Like, it's so stupid. But there's a little more to it than that. I'm learning that. I'm learning. I'm really finding that out. And it's so funny because it just doesn't seem, it seems like the thing that everybody should know, right? But sometimes your friend in high school ain't gonna still kick it with you, because you are a new person every 7 years. At a cellular level, you're not the same. Like, you gotta reevaluate. Do I love what I do as a career? Like, you know what I'm saying? Am I happy? Am I just in this relationship because I'm comfortable? Do I want to live in Mexico anymore? Like, is Mexico serving me, or do I just have a few favorite places that I like to eat and my rent is nice? Like,
You like tacos.
I literally could eat tacos 5 times a week. I'm probably supposed to live in Mexico. Like, it don't work like that. I don't know why. I don't know why we think that. Like, but that was me. I love pretty blue water. I love the beach. Like, but can I be my highest version of myself there? As says, see, I didn't stay too long. Yeah, it's like I'm outgrowing relationships and places on the planet, and and it's been really beautiful, like, to wrap it all up, to circle back around, to be able to sit in this space with you, because I had some very big shedding to do. And it was almost like an identity crisis a little bit, because I had built this nature girl Jasmine vibe to be so big. It was so big in my mind. I just had to sit in it. And at the end of the day, when I sat back and I was like, God, whatever's not supposed to be in my life, take it, take it, take it. And I was strong enough to see that through. I was very surprised at what went. I was surprised at what went, but I'm so grateful, because what came in its place were heights that I wasn't even brave enough to sit and jot down myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you became that person to receive it, though, because I think if you would have received what you have now a couple of years ago, I just don't even think your vessel could hold it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And so it's just like, you just really showing your vessel has really expanded.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of bravery, a lot of bravery, a lot of letting go. But I know the life that I'm living now, I used to sit and meditate about a year and a half ago. I was like, I want to be here. I want to be I would like pick up money in my meditation and put it in my pockets. And then, I was going on these cruises and these vacations, and I had this business and I had a name for myself. I was somebody. What was I doing? I don't know. Like, I, I had a fulfilling life, and I didn't know that so many things that were at play had to change to reach my dreams. I didn't know some of the people that I thought were going to be there forever in certain ways could not exist in the same way for me to have these experiences. And the only changes that were made were because the joy didn't match, the creation didn't match, the love didn't match. Um, yeah, it was like choosing you for the best reasons, and the people that could come and continue to match that experience with you were also choosing themselves completely and totally.
Mm.
Yeah. Yes. So I get surprised sometimes. I look back about what I wanted and where I am and how it feels completely different than I thought it would. It was based in lack before, but now it's based in creation and fun. I really don't want money. I want wholesome experience. But I wanted money before. I just needed to touch it. I just needed the opportunity to have enough money so I could do this, this, and this. But the biggest experiences that I've had in the past 6 months, it I'm not even looking at the money. It's just the feeling of being offered it, moving in it, experiencing it. It ain't
Yeah.
really money based. Money's there, right? But it's not, that's not the focus, the focus of it that I thought that it would be.
Mm. It reminds me of when people say money is not going to bring you happiness. You know, once they get the money, and people are like, well, you already got the money. But I think once they get it, they're like, they still have that lack. And then when they find the thing that fulfills that, they realize it was never about the money.
Yeah. Yeah, and you always used to say it, it's about purpose, it's purpose, it's purpose. And I think the money comes to fulfill the needs of the purpose we're in. Yeah, that's way more so what it is. It's the monetary gain to be able to do the things that you're really supposed to do on this planet. Like me and diving into herbalism and then really getting certified and really taking it seriously. Like the reach, the money comes with the desire to reach more people in the ways that you really choose to. Yeah, like taking up that space of purpose on this planet. You know, the people who are the motivational speakers and they own these big corporations and then they do this and they do that and they need all of these components. It's not because they just need to sit there with the money. It's because there's so much that goes into that service that they're offering that life will fill that space, fill those. I didn't need anything, so I didn't have anything. I wasn't moving in any direction. So life was just like, you got $500, you're going to piss it away. What are you going to do with it? It's going to disappear. That's happened before. But when you have goals that call for energy, the energy comes, the currency comes in, and it's completely different. And it's not what I thought it was going to be. So it's so much different.
That girl, you have grown so much.
I
Oh my
know, it's
gosh!
so
Like, yes,
stupid.
but yes, yes, she has grown to be the goddess she always chose to be. No, the wisdom that is pouring out of you right now. I hope people are really listening, because just like what you said, you didn't need anything. So that's why money wasn't coming to you. The resources wouldn't come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the mantras that we say, like, I need nothing. I want for nothing. I don't even know if we should say that, because it's like I get what you're saying, but no, it's like, if you have a purpose and if you have a desire, there's going to be things that is needed to make that happen.
Yeah.
And that's where the money comes in. And that is like so powerful. So if you are in a space right now, whoever's listening, that you are wanting to manifest money, check your desire. It is so important. What are you desiring? What are you trying to fulfill?
Yeah.
Because what you might try to fulfill or desire may not require money at all. You know, you know what I mean? So it's like, we look at people and compare ourselves, but you don't know what their desire was. You don't know their story. You don't know what their purpose is here to have them fulfill. So they might need $1 billion. You just try to live an average life and go on vacations and have a house. That don't require $1 billion. That don't require that at all.
It don't. Yeah, it don't. Because even the Kim Kardashians and like the plastics and however you want to look at it of the world, they are offering services, attention that moves things. So it's not what it's based in always, because we always want the lightest, most enjoyable, most feel good aspect of it. It's the energy, the currency. If you have the ability to move things, life will support that movement. I just am choosing to move in herbs and natural based things and natural forms of healing, because that makes me feel good. I'm passionate about it. But somebody out there is passionate about Coca-Cola, and they will die hard for Coca-Cola. And the ability, as an example, for them to move energy and their enjoyment of that will be what it is. So the name of the game is follow your highest enjoyment.
So
The name of the game
you
is love
say,
it.
because you teaching me something now.
Mm-hmm.
When you say the ability to move things, can you break that down even more simple to like the everyday person? Because everybody's not here to be Coca-Cola
Yeah.
or Kim Kardashian. So what does that look like for you, to the ability to move things so that the wealth and the abundance and the money can come and the resources can come in?
Yeah. So it's not about moving these masses of people to do certain things, right? That's not
All right, y'all, go on ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
what ultimately happens. It's more so, the last thing I had said was following your highest enjoyment, right? Because I think we get so nervous that the things that we really want to do, we won't be successful in. And I'm finding that when you do the things that you feel like will pay the bills and that's it, or you do it because it's my only opportunity and I don't see any other opportunities. There's a level of stagnancy that comes with not moving in your highest joy, right? So think about it in terms of like when you get into a new relationship and you see only the good about that person. You're like, oh, I might fall in love. Like, I like this about them. I can't see no bad. I can't see no wrong, right? The things that move for you in moments like that, when you're open like that, are amazing. You automatically have the money to go see the person. All of a sudden, you're able to look a certain way. All of a sudden, you got energy and time. All of us, like all of these things start to happen because life is just answering your highest enjoyment. Now, things might change once you've been with them for a certain amount of time and the dopamine stops kicking in, right? And you're with it because you wanted it. And the reality is people are who they are without your happy hormones. But at the end of the day, when you follow your highest enjoyment and you're able to keep focusing on the things that you enjoy about the things that you're doing, life creates pathways. God, source, whatever you want to call this energy, creates pathways for you to have more of it and to sit with it, to have more of it and for it to support you in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that I was going to have a business in herbalism. I didn't even plan it. I just made videos on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, this is the only thing that I could see myself consistently doing because it's fun. And I felt like it was my purpose, and I enjoyed it. The more I focused on it without any intentions, I had no intention of having a business. I had no intention of creating courses. It wasn't that big for me. I didn't put all this planning on it. It was just something pure that I can enjoy. Because of that pure enjoyment, life formulated opportunities for me to be able to sit with it long term. I truly believe that. Um, and we were talking, or I had brought up like energy, or like focusing your energy, or the ability to move energy. When you're doing something that you don't want to do, something is stagnant in you. There's a creative force that moves in each and every one of us that allows for us to get up in the morning and to continue to drive towards our passions. It goes dormant when you're just doing something just to provide for yourself, and that's the only reason. um but when the energy opens, the energy of inspiration opens up in you, to where you're like, maybe I like to paint in the woods, and I'm gonna go paint in the woods as often as I can, something will happen to where that spark of creation will move something in others. And I believe that energy will come back to you, and it can come back in the form of money, experience, time, freedom, possibility. It's just movement. It's just movement. Does that make sense?
The question I have for you is, how would one know that they are moving in their highest joy? Is that how you face it?
Yeah, your highest excitement.
Yeah. How one know that they're, what does that look like for someone to do that?
Yeah. Well, I think you know what you like,
Some people
and you know what you don't.
don't know what they like,
Yeah,
girl.
you know what you like, and you know what you don't like. And sometimes the things that you love are suppressed. And I even had to ask my mom at one point, what did I do when I was younger? Like, what did I love? And it ended up being playing in the dirt in the backyard. um, but yeah, I feel like for someone who doesn't really know what they enjoy, trash it. Try it, try things. Maybe start to learn to open yourself up by having these little experiences. Maybe there's a group, a walking group in your city. Maybe you can take a cooking class. Maybe you can, I don't know, become more curious about the world around you, and you're driving and you see a pottery shop and you're just like, I'm gonna try it. I think that the world is a playground. And if we just try to take a little bit of time to open ourselves, if you don't know what you enjoy, open yourself to the possibility of learning enjoyment, of exploring enjoyment. I think that that can really lead you into a direction that allows for the start of something really beautiful. Because you're absolutely right. Not everybody knows what they want. We're so displaced as big grown people, from what we truly want, because we get on this cycle of what we're supposed to do. I believe that people love their jobs. I believe that there's nothing wrong with a job. I, for one, need to do something every day, or I get really idle and really weird and really crazy. um, so as humans, we're supposed to move and create and have discipline and, evolve. Um, but in terms of enjoy, and we're supposed to do many things, right? It's not a one thing. But in terms of the people that just don't know what they like, I would just say try. Start to have new experiences that open your life up to the joy of experiencing, which also is living a full life, in itself.
Yeah. And it's the little things. Like lately, I've been reading about home design and colors and like
Oh,
create like rituals. Where's that book that I had? I don't know. Where's that book? But I've been like learning about how to be more intentional in my home and feng shui and like the different corners of my house, and learning about like the principles of colors. And I am so excited
I
about this.
love it.
And I was like, pay attention to the little thing that you just indulge and you are so excited about. It doesn't have to be grandiose. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. It doesn't have to be like, it could just be like me sitting there reading about the difference between purple and blue.
Yeah.
Like, I I'm like really having a good time learning about this
Yep.
stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I want to hear your definition of like finding your joy. It's like you're probably already doing it, and you don't even know that you're in your joy because someone told you that it needs to look a certain way
Right.
when it doesn't have to look a certain way at all. It could look exactly the way it is for you. Like laying on your couch, watching movies. That could be something that you really love. Maybe you could start doing movie reviews and like it's little things like that. If you want to make some money out of whatever you're doing, like it's the little things that you do is what is that saying? The little have the faith with the mustard seed.
Yeah.
Well, anything that you are doing in your life has just as much power. You know what I mean? Just coming here talking with you today, like people are getting so much value. That's what my live was about. Showing up because you really do matter. Like just you and I sitting here talking about our friendship and you talking about the evolution of who you're becoming. This is really helping people. And you know the thing that I used to do when I was a kid?
What?
My mom was
Tell me.
always talk. And I remember being in the kitchen when I'm making me a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I'm acting like I'm on a TV show and I'm talking to the
Oh,
audience while I'm making food. I used to do that.
that makes so much sense because your level of comfort, the things that pour through you when you just talk are like we've had some conversations and I would just be like, "Oh my God, you're right. Oh my God, you're so right." You know, because there's a force that moves through a spirit, a love that moves through you when you just are brave enough to share. And I've known that about you.
Yeah. And I'm witnessing that in you now today. Like I was sitting here like, tell me more. Now when you said this, I'm like eating it up. Like I'm just enjoying you being in
Oh,
your joy.
attributed to paying myself attention and choosing to love the things that are in my life.
Yeah.
I just love the things that are in my life. I'm just so happy. Like, and I can't even point that happiness at one particular thing being I think I just wanted to be happy. I was just like, yeah, I want to be happy. And when I am not like focusing on happiness, I write a list of all the things that make me happy to realize that I'm just crazy for a second and I'm really not unhappy.
Okay, everyone, I have some really exciting news. Janae's book, Lesson Learned, is now available on Amazon.com. The paperback version is $25.55 and the hardcover is $47.90. So you can actually pick her book up on Amazon.com today.
Happy to realize that I'm just crazy for a second and I'm really not unhappy. I'm just having a moment.
Somebody asked a question. It goes on what you're saying. It says, would you allow what you enjoy to change your love for a person?
Would you allow what you enjoy to change your love for a person? I feel like, and this is just my advice, beautiful human, I feel like when you focus on what you enjoy, that person will be able to commune in that space of enjoyment with you or not. And that doesn't mean do the things with you. That doesn't mean they're just going to sit and play chess with you. That means that the way they respond to you moving into a space of enjoyment will give you all the answers that you need to know. Because I've been that person that just be holding back and cannot hang with somebody else being happy. And I have also been that person that is fighting for their joy and is choosing not to look back when the other person can't get with it. I've been on both sides of the game. So
Yeah.
things you just have to trust that you being happy is the best possible option.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a hard one. People, they feel a certain way about that because that was always my mantra. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. And people are like, you can't always be happy. Well, why not? Like, and obviously things are going to come in your life that's not going to make you happy, but the goal should always be I just want to be happy. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm
Yeah.
here to make me happy. And I think if you focus on what makes you happy and let me focus on what makes me happy, then we can be happy.
Times y'all can't be one of the ooh, I'll never forget it. You told me you're coming into your solar return, and the life that you're living and the people in your life right now may or may not still be there. So you need to be prepared to that. And you just walked out. You just walked out the back door. And
I don't know why y'all deal with me. I don't know why y'all
left. And then we had our, fast forward, craziness, we go through it. And I have this phone call, then I'm like, oh, by the way, everything's different. You were right. So the things are supposed to be in your life when you make the higher decisions for yourself, the healthier decisions for yourself, everything's gonna move. Ooh, and then I remember it was like a whole TikTok thing. Like, if this person is supposed to be in my life, God, let it happen. But if they not, take them. Like, seriously. And that goes for everything. If the place that I'm living, if it's not in my highest benefit, if it's not going to help me get to where I want to be, switch it up. Like, I'm not scared to ask for help. And I'm learning to not be terrified of the answer. Because I've gotten one of the biggest answers that I never saw coming. So life is always working for you. I think that we just forget to allow um, allow energy to move, allow God to work, allow our universe to respond. It's all the same things in different ways. Yeah, it get real serious real quick.
Yeah. So half the time when I be talking, I don't hear myself talk. I really don't. It just comes out, and then I go about my business. But then when it happens, I'm like, oh wow, like I'm shocked, like and I told both of you that. I said, just let you know, I don't know. Just, I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all don't get on the same page, if y'all not willing to grow together, this is going to end. It has nothing to do with the lack of love. It's just Saturn has come here to lay the law, and your karma and your destiny may not be to do it together. And that's just what Saturn return is. Like, Saturn comes in because it's like, you got work to do, and this person is not going to help you fulfill that. And so you need to go, and that's just, yes, that's just that's just the way it goes. But then after Saturn return, wherever you are,
I don't want to hear it. No, I don't want to hear it.
No.
No more prophecies. No more prophecies.
Stop. You see what the universe do? What you do to the universe? No, I don't want to hear. Don't tell me nothing. No, I want to live in this, and I don't want to move forward. No, I don't want to grow right now. I just want to be where I'm at.
God,
No.
it.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't negative. It wasn't something. It wasn't negative.
Just look, Grace. I'm just playing, girl.
You see, like, God is here, and God is gonna like help you grow and give you. Be like, what? No, I don't want to hear that. Right? We do it all the time. All of us. We be like, I'm spiritual, I'm a goddess, and and the universe provides until spirituality come and be like, oh shit, like, but no. I was gonna say that once you get out of that, the Saturn return, then you're gonna be in that cycle. Now where you're at is where you're gonna be. It's not hard. It's not gonna be like where it's gonna be easeful. That's why this is why they say your 30s is some of the best times of your life. You're more confident, you're more in your power, you're more about what you do want versus what you don't want. Like
Yeah.
you're just feeling yourself more. And then when you get in your 40s, they say that's when you really don't give a fuck. So that's why I'm in my 40s. So I really don't give a fuck.
You
But
don't.
the second, because Saturn return comes every 29 years. And
Yeah.
so then people going into their late 50s and 60s, they're going through it. Midlife crisis, just all kind of stuff going on because that's you going back into that cycle
Yeah.
of Saturn, like laying the law. But I think what Saturn is doing is when you're at that point, it's now Saturn is preparing you for death. Now, this is the last stage of your life, and Saturn is preparing you to enter into the last stage of your life, which is the ending cycle of death. And so Saturn is like now your perspective is different, your desires are different because now you're about to your soul is about to I don't know what you're gonna do because everybody got their own beliefs, Christians and all of that, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean. But
Yeah.
when you are okay, I know he's hungry, y'all. But when you're in your 20s, Saturn is preparing you to come into adulthood. Saturn is preparing you to come and to fulfill that purpose. Then
Yeah.
when you get late 50s and 60s, Saturn is preparing you to end the cycle of your life into whatever that will look
That
like.
makes
For yeah.
sense.
I know
It
that's
makes
dark,
sense.
but that's
Yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense. Because that's definitely like you could see exact like I feel like I'm the biggest Saturn transition that I've ever seen. Like, you
yeah.
know.
Get the
But
food.
yeah.
No, girl. When I went to my Saturn return, nah, I don't think I was getting a divorce. I was getting a divorce. I was $30,000 in debt. I was in an emotionally and mentally abusive relationship with this guy. As I'm getting a divorce from the other guy, I was working 3 jobs. Get the rest of it. I was working 3 jobs. Then I denounced Christianity and left the church and joined my dad's home church cult. I was doing all of that in my center.
Oh my God, you got me beat. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know that was Saturn return then.
You
But yeah,
said
girl,
the church.
I left the church because the Holy Spirit wasn't there no more and joined my daddy's home church. Look. Because apparently that's what Jesus was. And so yeah, yeah, yeah.
Girl, it be the cults, honey.
Yeah,
Yes, it be cult after cult
yeah.
after
So
cult. We
that
should
was
just
my
say,
turn.
everybody just go inward.
So you see the life, you see how my Saturn return prepared me for what was yet to come.
That was thick.
Okay.
That's a real thick transition.
Because
Wow.
for my father in his home church, I wouldn't have went there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have went to Costa Rica, but because it was resonance to what I already experienced, except for we flee to the mountains of Virginia. Um, it was it was don't know why they didn't flee to the tropics. My daddy didn't flee to the mountains of Roanoke, Virginia, to get away from the world ending. But my daddy didn't flee to the mountains of Roanoke, Virginia, to get away from the world ending. But my daddy didn't flee to the mountains of Roanoke, Virginia, to get away from the world ending. But so
Yes, I had to run that back that many times. Yes, because I needed to hear that. Did y'all hear Serenity, aka Grace, aka Stephanie, say that her dad's church fled to Roanoke, West Virginia to get away from the world ending? Like, what? I want to know more about that.
from the world ending. But so I learned all of that, and so then 2017, and when the group was online, it was resonance to what I heard. So I just
Yeah, it
listen,
was in perfect alignment. Somebody said, "What is your thought about a cult?"
girl, my
That's
child is
another,
hungry.
that's another topic for another day.
Don't get us started. Do not get us started, because
Listen,
mommy, I'm
right.
hungry.
He would never eat all that information. He wouldn't eat for a week if we got into
But
that.
I will say this. I will say this.
Okay.
I don't see anything wrong with cults. What makes cults bad are the people in it.
Ooh.
Because if you think about cults, cult is about idolizing and worshiping a deity, and people all coming together like-minded, supporting and worshiping and devoting to this deity and apply it into their life, and to be in alignment to it and how it reflect, and let it reflect who they are and all that they do. They give up they give up the secular way of living and devote to this deity that is supposed to enlighten them. Well, that sounds good in theory, right? Well, when you get people coming there with all their woes and trauma and wounds and perspectives and ideas, it makes it fuzzy.
And
It
money,
does not
fuzzy is a
plan.
real good word. I love
It,
fuzzy. It gets
it,
real fuzzy and glittery. And before you know it, you're sleeping on the floor.
before you know it, you're sleeping on the floor. Before you know it, you on camera with leaves on your nipples. Before you know, you only eat potatoes and avocado. Before you know it, you call your mom and daddy Babylon and demons. Before you know it, like,
And, oh my gosh, before you know it, you are broke, honey.
before you know pounds, before you know, before you know what you doing all kind of stuff.
Before you know it, you're pregnant, baby.
You're pregnant, okay? Before you know it, it's just a lot of stuff, that takes place in those situations. But like I said, I honor what cults, the intentions of them. But anytime you get people involved in anything, be ready. Be ready, just be ready, because we're all each other's reflections and mirroring things, and we all have a childhood story. Even the person that you're idolizing, they're still human.
Human.
Like, if they bringing they shit, and then you calling them God, and then you there, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's but
Life
I
be life. Oh my gosh, so
yeah.
true. I love you.
Oh, somebody said, I love you too. If you ladies could change one thing about yourselves, what would it be? Who looks restless? Do I look restless?
Um, we got really quiet. I think we wouldn't change anything because we're perfect.
Oh, girl, I forgot the question.
What?
Like,
If I can change anything about myself, what would it be? I don't like this might sound like it doesn't matter how it sounds.
yeah.
It would be I don't know if this is answering the question, but it would be somebody said just say it. Spit it out. The fact that you had long enough to type just say it means that I am taking my time, honey. It would be like to allow myself to evolve more gracefully. I am the most calculated person I know. I am such a calculator, like data and analysis all the way. And, you know, it would just be to allow my transitions to be what they are. Because I be thinking, like, what about this person? What about that person? Everybody got to come with you, like, there's a lot of that. And everybody can't come with you, and you can't go with everybody. You
Yeah.
can't go with everybody. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. But other than that, I'm good with where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of room for enjoyment where I'm at with me. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because I think the cliche answer is like, I wouldn't change anything about myself because everything that happened got me where I am today. Yeah, that's true. I do agree to that. But I guess one thing I would like to change about myself is now I'm like you, I'm really trying to think about it. It is what would I like more of? I would like to have more certainty. I would like to have more certainty in my life
Mhm.
that no matter what happens, I have certainty that it's all going to work out. And even when it don't work out, I have certainty that I will be able to handle what comes my way. Like just having that certainty.
What makes
Like, cause some,
you
hmm,
get clear? What makes you get clear? Like, what gives you that certainty? What gives you that inner, like, knowing?
there's nothing that I have to do. Like when I find myself, what do I do? I got to do this. I got to do that, and thinking like, then I have to stop and be like, okay, um, it's not. This situation is not about knowing. Like, stop thinking you have to know everything. The answer is already here. So I'm just gonna wait for it. The answer is gonna come.
Yeah.
Like just having certainty that the answer is going to come, having certainty that you're going to make the best choice possible, having certainty in my relationship and how that's going to unfold, and having certainty that I'll be able to handle how it's going to unfold, having certainty that I'm going to be the best mother for Zen's development. Like having, but not feeling like I gotta go out and get a book or take a class to make sure that that I'm going to be that. Just have certainty that as I move in life, that the things that are required for me to live this fulfilling life is going to come to me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I have to keep reminding myself is that you already know what to do, and we all already know what to do because in each cell there is DNA, and that DNA is the Akashic records, the wisdom of everything. The universe lives in the center of our cells. We are the ones that block that internal knowing and trust. We're the ones blocking that. Like, we're the only species on the planet that lives out of balance to who we are. So when we can just remember that and be like, everything I need to know is with me, I just have to ask and open myself to receive it. But that requires certainty.
Yeah.
That requires a level of certainty. So that's the thing that I definitely feel lack in, is that I don't know enough. I don't know enough, and so that's why I try to hide behind certain things, because I'm like, I need to take a class, I need to read a book, I need it's good to learn things, it's good to like what you said, you got certified, but you already had the interest, you already had the knowledge of herbs and plants, you already had the love of it, and
Yeah.
now that life and your love has.
Have you checked out our new merch? Support the Medaya movement, where comfort is our main goal. Let your wardrobe be a reflection of your finesse and personal flair. With every thread woven with care, our apparel is designed to not just look great, but feel great too. We believe in celebrating every body type with our diverse range of stylish, high-quality clothing. We are not just selling merch, we're curating confidence, ensuring you step out in style every single day. Experience the blend of fashion-forward trends and timeless classics in our collections. And with our inclusive sizing, you'll find the perfect fit that makes you feel confident and fabulous. Embrace the Medaya movement experience today. Shop now. The link is in the bio.
Herbs and plants. You already had the love of it, and
Yeah.
now that life and your love had taken you to the next level, you're like, okay, time to get the certification. Just the extra icing on the cake. So that's what I'm having certainty in, is just embodying wisdom, embodying my ancestors, embodying that I did come from the past life and now I'm here to learn, embodying that the universe is always with me. And when I ask a question because I don't know, like now I'm moving in lack, and just be like, you know what, you don't have to answer that because it's already been answered. Thank you. And before you know it, you're going to receive the answer.
Yeah. The let go is absolutely necessary in a lot of cases. Like, one of my favorite things to do is just give up.
It goes so many ways. I love giving up.
I like literally because someone that's so calculated like me, that be trying to figure out all the ins and outs, I think I have to just reroute. There's been too much buildup of the trying to know in the unknown.
Can I give you some feedback?
Yeah.
Okay, because this is something that I learned that sometimes that we do, that the thing that is our greatest gift to the world is the thing that we beat ourselves up about the most. You are a Virgo, and y'all, I'm talking about astrology now. You are a Virgo. You are here to be the analytical one. You are here to look at everything in the crevice. You are here to ask the questions.
Yeah.
Because the Virgo is the one that sorts out the harvest for the winter. So they have to make sure that there's enough food. They have to make sure that we have the harvest well, there's no weeds. We have to make sure that we have enough that's going to last us until spring. So if you think about that in that way, like, this is why Virgos are like that. So when you find yourself doing that overthinking, that's an indication for you to step back and be like, okay, I'm overthinking this. What is it in the situation that I need to see more clearly that is making me feel out of alignment? Okay?
Yeah.
That's because when you come up with good ideas and when you ask good questions, that helps someone. Okay? But when you are overthinking and your mind is off, then that's not helping anyone. So that's what you want to help yourself get more with your critical thinking and with your thoughts. And then when you feel like I'm doing too much, just step back and just ask yourself, what in the situation it's getting me out of alignment?
Yeah.
Because that's what I love about Virgos. Virgos, y'all are the healers.
Yeah.
But we need you. We need you to have discernment. We need you to ask the questions. We need you to call stuff out and be like, something's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's your gift, girl. That's your gift. But I will say this to add on what you're saying, where you want to grow into is, even though you're a Virgo, your spiritual growth is to still to go against your nature of being critical and analytical. There's opportunities for you to be quiet. This is the opportunity for you to be like, I want to say something right now, and I really want to ask this question, but for me to grow, I'm just going to be quiet, and I'm just going to. You get to play with that. You get to play with when you want to go against your nature and when you want to express your nature, because it's actually helping someone advance. But when you find that your nature is preventing someone and preventing yourself, that's when it's an opportunity for you to go against your nature and step more into that Piscean energy, because the Pisces is the opposite of you. That's the watery part of you. And so then you can go to that side. So it's like you get to play with it.
I
And
think
it's flow.
Yeah. Yeah, I that's the part right there, the having the discernment of when to and when to not, when it's in a productive way or when it could be taking away, when it could be causing a situation to go in another direction, not necessarily a direction that I'm ultimately wanting. So yeah, I needed that. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. I
Because
wanted to share that because the people are in the room, and I know that they also are looking for clarity within that because that's something for me. Um, Look, the intuitive Virgo.
look what they put. Look what they put.
What is
I'm
that?
learning how to just shut the fuck up.
See, they on that side. They on that side.
Amen.
See you.
And that's how it be because I am in love. And I, I've been in a relationship where I get nitpicky because I'm annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And I get nitpicky because I'm seeing the things that I don't like. And now I'm in a relationship as a Virgo to where I bring things up out of seeking balance, not to down. We want to experience a greater level of balance in our future days, months, years together. It's my desires, my energy is different, my intentions are different.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Hey,
different,
Zen, please.
different
Okay.
Virgo. Like I
Did y'all just catch that? Jasmine, aka Vibes, just said that in her current relationship. So that's good for her. I'm happy for her that she's found happiness with someone other than Philip, aka Keys. And they're doing a great job co parenting.
Hey, Zen, please.
different
Okay.
Virgo. Like I've been in two different Virgo homes, and yeah, not every data and analysis moment is necessary or helpful to you or that person. It just could be a dumping of energy.
Mm-hmm.
But when the data and analysis has like higher intentions and loving intentions, yes, it may not always feel good or sound good to that person or even to you,
Yeah.
but it's communicated in a way where it's not like over Virgo, like Virgo overdrive, or even if it's with yourself, like like you said, when you realize you are where you are and there's a purpose for this, I just have to get to the understanding of like how to go about this situation because I do know it's just different. The energy switches, it's not as like crazy and anal.
Look at the universe is talking to you. Look at what Miss Intuitive Virgo just said.
Get you a Leo.
We can't make this up.
He's in here. If you ain't here, hey daddy. But what? No. Okay, Virgo. What is it about a Leo that does it for you? Because I'm curious. That is crazy, and
Look,
you know too. Great. That's crazy.
look what she said.
It didn't pop up yet.
Oh, okay.
What did she say? You might have to read it. I don't see it.
Oh, it says my husband is a Leo and he balanced me out very well.
I am in a whole. I feel like I had 10 years of therapy with the switch of people that, like it kind of feels like 10 years of therapy.
Mm.
It's crazy. Wow, I love it. No, we weren't talking about that. You brought it into the chat because you just be knowing Miss Virgo.
Yeah, you just teased. Just Virgos just be
Just
knowing.
be knowing. That's actually crazy, and that's like really sweet confirmation for me
Yeah.
because it's just different, and sometimes you second guess how wonderful it is. And I hate that happens, but Yeah, that's really special. I love that we all 48 of us got to have that moment, even if we all don't know what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. That's mm, that's crazy. That is amazing. That's the little things like that just shows you that you could be moving in the right
Yeah.
direction.
Somebody said, "Does that Leo feel suffocated by her earthy energy?" So for me, a Leo, a Leo man, um, has allowed me to be the calculator, but has such a love for family, friends, whatever, me, to where he's like, it's not, it's like a fiery stability, like the contemplation. That's the only way I can put it. It's a fiery stability. It's, I will fiercely stand for you with my sometimes wavering perspectives. And not everybody can handle that, you know. And it's really special. It's been, and then also in the relationship that I'm now in, if I can get a little deeper, there's an age difference. So there's a level of just groundedness as a man because he's in a different chapter of his life, to where I feel like he's ready for me and all that I'm coming with, the occupation, the traveling everywhere, the kids, this, the that, you know, like the big personality. I feel, and then we're so different too. Like he's very like, healthy's not the word. He's very secure. He's very witty. He's had so much experience. His job has him very like, he's on his toes, like, you know. So, and I'm just all over the like, I am literally a leaf in a snowstorm. And so the vastness of difference kind of calls for just balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That is beautiful. She's a Virgo sun, Capricorn moon, and Leo rising. So that's very.
And Virgo sun Capricorn moons. Ooh. But I love
Oh
that.
yeah. I'm like, oh yeah. I love us. I love us people. I love us, everybody in this room. And I'm so, it's so funny how things work out because I just decided to come on live today, and I really feel like we're just all sitting together, just having a conversation. And I want to do more of this. I think I want to just get on camera and see who wants to come on, and we just, talk.
Yeah.
Because this is the community, and it doesn't have to be sisterhood because I got men in the chat too, but it's like community and connection is so important, because now that I'm no longer on my healing kick, it's, to me, it's more about, I'm focused on connection. How can I connect? What's the healthiest way to connect? How can I connect more? That's more so like, now that I've done the healing, I want to come out into the world and connect more and feel safe within my body to do that, but just be present with people and be available, because we all have our own gifts, and don't take them for granted. Like, your gifts for sure is herbs, but just talking to you today, you have a lot of wisdom. Your experience is really like flourishing, but just, you have that earthy wisdom about you. And so, don't take that lightly either. Like, you do have some, if you don't already know, you might already know, like, I already know
I'm
this. Like,
more. I'm embracing it more for
yeah,
sure.
like, your words definitely hold weight for sure. And for all of you, the 53 people up in here, Miss Intuitive Virgo, okay? Like, y'all matter. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the mantra today. I matter, and I'm going to show up in the world as if I mattered to someone.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm excited for you on your journey of just open connection. And I know that you'll have tons of beautiful experiences because there's no like label on it. It's not just through the astrology lens or just through the past experience lens or the woman lens and the mother lens. Like it's everything, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
I just love that you're opening yourself up to it because you're just so much. You just know so much about so much. It's not a little about a lot. Like you know a lot about a lot of stuff. And we need you as the big sister and the little sister and the auntie and the daughter and every form that you know you can take. So I'm
Yeah,
excited. You know, I'll be tuned
yeah.
in.
I'm wanting to balance being humble, but knowing I'm the shit. Like I want to know how
Amen.
you balance it.
Because yeah,
Like I'm humble, but I know I got something to offer. Like how do you balance that?
right. It's like I'm the shit, but I don't gotta yell it.
Yeah,
Like,
modest.
oh my gosh, that is so funny. Well,
Yeah.
I
Okay,
gotta
girl.
do some traveling tomorrow, so I guess I should go hug on and go to sleep.
Yeah, I need to feed my child.
You do have kids now.
Hey, but this was good. I hope everybody got nourished today. Remember, you matter, and we love you.
Bye.